I'm about to say some shit and it's not gonna sound nice, but the message mostly is. So, I hate talking to people who can't understand why you estrange your parents, even more if they're abusive. Like, if you're someone who's like super naive and loved your parents your whole life and shit, those people get on my fucking nerves too, because they'll be like, oh my god, you left your mom and your family? Why would you do? I could never do that. Yes, you never could, because you were never put in my shoes, and you should be extremely fucking grateful for it. Those same people, whenever I tell them even like 0.1% about my life, they start fucking seizing and gagging. So it's like, we know that, like, be fucking grateful. That's why, bitch. It's not like the storybooks, bitch. And even then, in the movies, it's like Cinderella. The second she got her other shoe, and she moved in with the prince and never looked the fuck back. But even in the Grimm stories, what happened was birds came and fucking stole her stepsister and stepmother's eyes for how evil they were. And they were also made to wear hot metal shoes so they could tap dance to fucking death. And sadly, life's not like the fairy tales, so I can't do the Grimm version. I have to do the Disney version where I just happily leave and never look back. Like, that annoys the fuck out of me, but usually I just tell myself, okay, these people are stupid and very naive and very lucky and blessed to never have been in this situation. But if it's someone who has been in that situation, and they try to do the, oh my god, you abandoned your family, you're a bad person shit, I just think you're fucking stupid. It's like, okay, I'm glad you forgave your mother for leaving you abandoned when you were 12, putting you in a crack house or around all these strange men, and like leaving you fucked up and vulnerable and being like neglectful and controlling at the same time in a confusing manner. That's cool. I'm not, bitch. I'm not gonna pass the peas with them. I'm not gonna clink drinks with them. I'm just gonna not even think of them. Also, because when I meet people who actually did abandon their parents for a bit to heal, and then they come back on some forgiveness shit, they usually never are happy. Hell, my mom did that. And when she did that, you know what I know what it did? All it did was further fuck up my own mother's relationship with me. Since she never healed her triggers with her grandmother and claimed she forgave her, but no, the fuck she didn't. And then whole time, my grandmother started displaying abusive behavior again, and my mom didn't do anything to stop it. And her own coping mechanism when she's stressed is to become abusive herself. So now it's like, cool, you just said fuck it, double it, and give it to the next person? Me? Really, bitch? So fucking annoying. But like I said, whenever I meet people who are still in touch with their abusive parents, they're still never happy. Like, I had a friend who was like, oh yeah, I could never abandon my mom, that would be so mean. But then they'll say something like, yeah, I just came home from a long day of work and I found out my mom spent $700 of my own money and didn't feed the pets and didn't do anything, and for no reason, unprovoked, she actually tried to like physically assault me. And then I'll be like, hey, have you thought about moving out or setting boundaries? And they'll be like, what the fuck would I do that? I'm entirely happy. Like, some of us are like, I recognize that I am fine mentally in every single way, shape, and form, and even at my worst away from them, I'm still doing a lot better than my best when I was around them. I have freedom, I have an appetite, I have actually pretty solid functioning mental health, I have hobbies, I have control over my life, and I don't have people just speaking fear into my existence and making me feel bad for even the smallest shit. And overall, yeah, I prefer my own autonomy more than I prefer having the existence of family that doesn't believe I have the right to do so. And so if it's healthiest for me and for them, where it's like, okay, I'm over here, you're over there, we never have to interact again. You do whatever shit you wanted to freely do, except without me around. So you have to find someone else for a punching bag, someone else for a little butt of your jokes, someone else to have as the black sheep. That's cool. No, it ain't, but it's like, you do that if you're gonna keep doing it. I'ma just be over here living my best life, going to all these nice restaurants, having a nice job, enjoying myself, having a nice peaceful life with people who actually, show me that they love me and mean it, who aren't like totally fucking evil people. And of course, funny enough, I still will find people who sadly act like my mother did in my own relationships, because that's how trauma works. But at the bright side, it's like, okay, if I just have to deal with one knockoff instead of a knockoff and also the real inspiration to like cause that fucking trauma that makes me subconsciously go for people like that, then yeah, sure. I'll take a knockoff over the original. It only pisses off people who themselves are like enablers or people pleasers or desperate for like one day getting the validation or one day getting the apology. They don't usually get it, and if they do, it's usually just for the sake of just like, come on now. Sometimes people do get to be like, yippee, I have my mom in my life even though she left me totally defenseless at a young age. That's only doable to me in some ways. Like, how do I put this? No, I don't even think there's an excuse for it. I'm gonna deep down think that parent was pathetic too. I'm glad the child is forgiving. I'm glad I'm not your child, too. And I got the parent I got. I recognize what they did. No one else has my experience but me. And I just find it weird whenever people are like, ooh, I went through what you did, and or worse, and I'm still in touch with my family. Okay, and you don't have shit to show for it. Like, you still go to Thanksgiving mad as fuck, pissed as fuck, stressed as fuck. Meanwhile, I would have Thanksgiving, and it's like I'm just gonna fuck someone I like. I'm gonna go on the dating apps. I'm gonna cook myself a home cooked meal, and I'm not gonna have to sit through hours and hours and hours of degrading behavior and isolation. There's more I want to say, but I think I already made my point, so I'll cut the video here. Peace out.